lebesikade-ke sikwenda-ke emaphalaleni inkundla yasemaphalaleni libito lami ngingiJohn Wakaphirezi Sibongo siyabonana-ke evikini lelitako Jehova makasigcinile nisale kahle.
There are thousands of reasons to smile with the Spar Rewards Grand Cash Giveaway, where you can win instant cash for what you want most. Plus, get amazing savings like 2-liter Spar ice cream for only $50.99 or Red Bull energy drink. Buy any two for just 22 emalangeni. Win your share of thousands in cash instantly with the Spar Rewards Grand Cash Giveaway, only at Spar.
We welcome you yet to another edition of Temidlalo, the edition of sports that is always broadcasted live here at Hospital Hidden Bawane Eswatini TV. And this is a remarkable moment just to remind you that it's the last Thursday for this edition, as you've been notified that from next week, Wednesday, the same program we're talking about will be moving to Wednesday. So stay tuned because there's a lot going to be discussed on today's show that includes the latest tournaments that has been launched or rather, sponsored by MTN Eswatini to the football fraternity. We're talking about the Momo Cup. If you remember, way back, 30 August, a capital of 2 million emarangeni was ingested in a Momo Cup knockout tournament. Today we witness also another partnership between MTN Eswatini and the Premier League of Eswatini with a package of 19.5 million emalangeni for the next 3 years. That sees an increase, of course, of 500,000 per season, as each season will be costing around 6.5 emarangeni. We get into the details, the ins and out of the sponsorship at the launch. What does that mean? Because we have a special guest all the way from MTN Eswatini just to give us how far in terms of the statistics of the Momo Cup. And also on side of the MTN, they have a marketing team that will be giving us some briefing details on how far also the teams are responding to this Momo Cup knockout tournament. As you know that it's edging closer. The tournament, of of course, the MTN Premier League that has been launched earlier on will be in the company of Premier League of Eswatini Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Makanya, just to give us also a new release within that package. What does that mean for some of the clubs? There is now a certain amount that clubs will start to collect. Otherwise, we'll move on because we have two clubs in the name of Royal Leopards and Bavani Highlanders. They're representing the country in CAF Confederations and CAF Champions League, respectively, with Highlanders already in Durban, in the Republic of South Africa. This is the pictures yesterday when they were leaving the country, heading to South Africa in Durban, with coach Sly Mosala promising the country that this should be a do-or-die fixture for them as they are looking to qualify to the next stage. For Leopards, they are sitting with a comfort seat or home. They are looking for their return match this coming Saturday against CSFA from Madagascar. Otherwise, we are not also going to give so much attention to football because in athletics, Eswatini Athletic Association, in conjunction with the Royal Eswatini Police, sebasukumisele umqhudelwano wa Vusi Masuku half marathon. This is in honor to just remember, or rather to honor the late Vusi Masuku. Siyamkhumbula ukuthi he had a key role in sporting activities, especially when you talk about athletics in the country. At some point, I will also be joined by our in-house analyst, Linda Dlamini. He's always ready and present to give us the details. Otherwise, stay tuned because there will be a chance for the viewers. There will be a chance for them to call in and get some benefits through some discussions will be held here. So it is quite important, and it is also of the utmost important for you to pay attention to. There will also be a chance for you to know that how do we now move from this week to going to Wednesday next week. So stay tuned because a lot is going to be discussed. Sibafele bakhona studio sengina umqolisi Dlamini uqhamuka MTN Eswatini uhamba na Bheka Magagura Mthombeni lesimathi kakhulu la ebholeni singasho ukuthi nguye lobukete kumaketha ku Premier League Eswatini. Nguvusele Nkosi ngichale ngawo.
Sivusele nabo babukeli emakhaya.
Yes, ngivusele Mthombeni.
Sivusele baba, ngivusele babukeli emakhaya.
Yes. To start with, maybe on a lighter note, Ngos, I think too many they are asking themselves, how soon can we get started when we talk about the football fraternity? But just to start, you two are here for the issue of Momo Cup, the knockout tournament. The Sibonile, if figure for the very first time in the country, 2 million Emalangeni. The champions are walking away with 600,000 Emalangeni, not 6 million, 600,000 Emalangeni. Kusinika just Tombe Ngos, good see so far since the launch, Mhlaga 30 August, up to today, Mhlaga 15 September. It's 2 weeks since the launch. What has been the logistics so far within the preparations of the tournament?
Sibonga kakhulu. So the tournament yathi nayiphakanyiswa mhla ka30 kwakhulunywa lokuthi kunengi momo lafuna kukwenta nalabo labathanza ibhola nalabo futhi lababuka kusebenta kwebhola even. So kulamalanga ke lamaviki lamabili besalungisa kona lokuthi laba labarana lebhola bangaparticipate kanjani kuloku momo la kwendako lokufaka ekhathi ukukhulumisa emateam ukuthi mhlambe abe nawo emamomo accounts wona nje ngekwawo ukuze ukuthi lokhu lesikwendako kusebenzisana nema supporters awo akhone ke ukuthi nawo seyangakhona ukuthi noma ngabe seyiphelile tournament kodwa akhone ukuthi ba interact ngasho njalo nema supporters abo ngekusebenzisa MTN mobile money. Lokunye lokubese kuyendeka ke ngilokuthi ke bese siyaqala ke futhi savula la line ekuvota kuvota ke vele kuqalile le ndlalo vota ngayo kuthi uchafata star 7000 hash bese soyangena ke kuleyo menu lamanye ama team aka uthina uvotele wona bese kubangana nangala sithi i big 3 lokhanza uthina uyivotela yona i seeded so yona ivela kule option lethi ke vote for your fixture. So kulamalanga solo salontsha siphinze futhi sathwala nelithuba lekuyofundzisa imimango letsite savakashela naseSluthe seyobafundzisa ngayo iMomo Cup seke sabheka futhi nakhona ngala kubosteki kuyobafundzisa ngayo iMomo Cup. So lokunenge kukube nje ukuthi asesihlanganise lesingakwenda siphinze sivakashele ema supporters wakhutsate ukuthi iMomo Cup mbambamba itele ukuthi osetshenziswa kanjani nekuthi labo labavotako bawasita kanjani ema team up njengoba ushito kulokuthi ma champions atawina kodwa loku le timali letifakiwe ebholeni ngo2 million seyiyonke so nabe lo 2 million awonke kusho ukuthi akusiyo le team letawina nje leyo 600,000 manenge ama team lata benefits lokhanza ukuthi ube suyakwehlukanisa ke Premier League of Eswatini ukuthi I team le number 2 ithola lokunganani and then lama team lata bang number 3 na 4 wona atawuthola lokunganani lokunye lokwehlukile ngalendlela lesivota ngayo kuphinze kube ngilokuthi yebo siyawavotela onke ama team kodwa ke the big 3 lesithi seeded sibukela ukuthi ngoba emaswati lamanengi ayawasupporta sekubonakele futhi ukuthi emaswati lamanengi kaze akulambele kubuyela etimabholeni sithi at least nababuyela asimane sizame ukuthi babuyele bakhanze ama team abo asaphila ngoba kaze bawagcina phela sibuya esikhathini lapho khona ibhola mhlambe ike yakhweshelana nema supporters awo so the big 3 uyivotela kuyona la ku vote for your fixture lapho khona uyicathanisa nalo lofuna ukuthi idlale naye kanike lalamanye ama team onadlale avotela ukuthi amanabe the top 4 bese ayodlala ema playoffs wona ke ngaphambi kokuba bese sakajoina la the big 3 kulama finals ngicabanga ukuthi kafishane ngayisa ngibekela
No, just a quick one for the viewer at home. Utibuta kutsengabe so far sikhuluma ngani. Imomo Cup has set the big 3 being Babane Highlanders, Manzini Wanderers and Babane Swallows. They are already into the semi-finals of the tournament. So they are waiting for the one team that will have to go through the playoffs with other teams, of course, all the teams from the Premier League and the First Division, which will have a champion of the playoffs to meet the big 3 that has been already seeded into the semi-finals. So it's a process that fans have to play a key role in of course contributing through their gadgets in terms of voting for their clubs. The system we are not so much used to it in our local football. In terms of the teams, how is the response? Ngoba sijwayele ukuthi nakumenyethwa ukuthi namuhla nyabekisa sekunengwenya ama cups siyavele siye stadium senge ticket nakune sengikhulumela katseni charity besenga ticket singene stadium nakune Eswatini bank besenga ticket singene stadium nyala sekune system yokuthi at some point le gadget vele liyasebenza. How is the response kuma teams in terms of kumukela the new system?
Asiqale ngikubonga mnayethu ngixolise ngelive lelingashaya kahle ngemkhuhlane.
Yes Mthombe.
Siqale ngikubonga MTN mnayethu indlela lente ngayo kwekuthi angenise le tournament le. Sibonile phambili njengoba usho ukuthi kunabo ngwenyama cup labo bani but lokungena kwalama sponsors kule bhola kwenda lokusilama teams kuhlale kunale busy naloko ukuthi indlela le langena ngayo Momo Cup ungena ngakuthi mina kethu nawubuka the time lama team avota kunyendi lemncintiswane la tayithola sengibekisa nje ka First Division uma ngabe kuvote abantu laba ngu 4.5 and then ba Richards bangamthola 10,000 kwekuqala kulungiselele ama games abo labo bani labo ngoba ibhola yethu inenkinga yokuthi sikude kahle letimali iranwa ekhikhini ngumuntu lo neluthando ahambe naye ubuke nelikhala kakhe ubuke nalokwa nalokwa and then ke uma sekungena lama sponsors ngalendlela ngena ngayo ikakhulu MTN sangenise Momo Cup kwenda lelisasasa libe likhulu so mina bengingacela lokuthi lama teams akavote avote futhi angabuki lawa ama team lalapha edula la ngi3 la silted ukuthi wona maybe kutawuba njani lapha kutaba le surprises mina kutawendeka ukuthi kuqhamuke i team leka First Division kube ngiyo lo ithola seyingena lapha ishifte i team lenkulu webomaguzumbela
kuya ngalokuthi ngivote team
yes
as much as ngayitsanza Babane Swallows ngiyabekisa but ekhaya ngiseludzela ukuthi sengivote team
sengivote yes ngoko lokutawenda ukuthi uthole ukuthi sebababhitha babakhipha kulendvo baphumela ngephandle so uma sebaphumela ngephandle labanyendi vele kutaba limata emcondweni wabo ngoba bathi ukuthi kune team lenkulu vele sibakhulu bathi chapha ngaloko but when it comes to lokuvota ngila futhi le data kawubonakala khona ukuthi mbama mana uthi nibanyendi njani ngoba yena sitawukhomba le data ukuthi vele labantu banyendi ngoba titawuphuma letinombolo ukuthi vele abantu labavotile bangaka nesitawubabona lapha e-stadium angibekise kancane nje data na ungabuka eJozi sisilandzela kunema team lamabili maybe lesiwalandzelako maybe 3 kufaka eKhazi Sundowns ubona ngaletinombolo lapha nasekugcwelela abantu lapha e-stadium la icamera ishowa lapha iyakhomba ukuthi hayi khona le team le ibalayishile labalandzeli but nami ngithi le team lengiyilandzelako i-team lenkulu angibekise maybe emabhangani so but nasekulapha ekhathe groundini sengila ubona khona sithi no nanyalo ke la kulokuvota utawuchaza indvo lenjalo ukuthi uvota babe bangakhi njoba sibekise utawuqhamuka i-team lele phansi ibuye itothatha indzawo.
Now, the viewers have a chance to be part of the discussion because a line will be shortly on the screen. Mr. Mkolisi Dlamini from MTN has also, some rewards for you. Shokti, you will take, your phone at home, give us a call online. We're here in the studio. Stakbutanje, one question. It's one question we're asking. What is the voting line? The number for the voting line? Narogutsi in terms of my cost. One question. What is the voting line? And the line the team, how much does it cost? So the moment there's someone on the line, we'll pick up the phone, Mr. Mkolisi ugunigani ukutfuranjani. Mkolisi usayichaza umthombe nyama in terms of the response of the teams. Now that's where I want. During the launch, Mr. Makanya, the Chief Executive Officer of Premier League of Eswatini, highlighted that CSC, Mbabane Swallows, Mbabane Highlanders, they have the big guns, they have got the fans. This is the time to see them. Nangabeng 40,000 asibabone. I think Nami I want to find out at this point in time. Have you started seeing the signs ukuthi people have teams are being followed? It's in response in terms of Lama teams. How is the statistic in terms of at this point maybe share the entire numbers would see so far Nyabegisa Bomber Flyers has got this points and everything, but in terms of the figures Simeganjan, how are the response since the lines were open 31 August?
So it's been kind of interesting to see this one happening, especially because we all expected that the big guns would just sweep everyone off in terms of the interest and the appetite of the people to support their teams. So it's been quite interesting because people have chosen to vote with the teams that are very closer to them in terms of proximity. I think you were alluding to Lutse being closer to you than maybe Mbabane Swallows, which is your favorite team. So we're interestingly seeing most of the newly promoted teams. I will take a case of Singizin Hotspurs, who is kind of sitting in the pinnacle of the voting charts right now. They are followed by Seven Dreams FC, which is also another newcomer into the football scene. And then there's Sisonke, then there's Rangers. You start seeing the big three around number 6 in terms of the voting list. So you already see that there is still a lot of movement that is expected. But we started quite humbly, if I may put, in terms of the movement from day 1, day 2. But we are starting to see, because most of the teams now are pushing the voting and everything in all the platforms now in all fronts. And we've also started visiting the communities and coming to setups like today. So we are starting to see a lot of traction in terms of the vote, and we are really excited about what we will see. But the local teams are currently leading the big teams.
All right.
For now.
There's a bit of a clarity I have to make. Shokti, we had said that if you want to vote right now, Mr. Mkolisi, he will automatically see that you voted. So there is no need to go to Ushaile la studio. So what would happen is that Ushaile le nomboro le ya Mkolisi automatically utawubona eceleni kwami la, he automatically see one person has voted bese so uyachazela kafishane kule ndzaba leyo Mkolisi ukuthi sitsine kahle.
So so ngiyabona lokuthi uyavota kodwa anguboni lokhu ubukela iTV.
True.
So kuze ngibone ukuthi uyavota futhi ubukela iTV nyalo kumele bese le SMS na ucedza ku approve le payment yakho ka mobile money bese so yayithumelela ku 7888003,
which is the number we have on the line.
7888003. Awishayeli yona uya SMSela futhi nje ebekuthiwa mhlambe kubo social media ngabe ya forwarda le message lebuya ka Momo ithi so bhadele emavoti langaka kuna i-team naye emavoti langangijabulisa amavoti lo la kubite 6 emalangeni kuya eTulo kuze ukuthi ngilokhona ke ukuthi nangabe okulo first 10 ngilambona la shothi kulo first 10 ngidambona ngena nje nyalo kwacola be vibrator njalo nangimbona lo first 10 lana kuna 100 MBs MTN atakuphushela yena kusasa ukuthi mhlambe ube happy kusengilesihlanu.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's clear they are voting through the number that you're holding right now. So you have the phone. That's a proof ukuthi bayavote. Uyayivarenza bamthombe ukuthi vele kuyangalo ukuthi ngicamukaphi. Vele ngabe ekhaya kuseshiselweni. But hearted ngimanzini Wanderers. Nginalungelo ukuthi vele hayi ngakhetha team eseshiselweni ngivotele within this Momo situation. Do you have someone who has voted?
I was just saying.
You're just checking.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's where the encouragement is. We're not voting most only because we know the big three are there, but also the system is extended to the so-called the smallest teams because people are close to the teams, to the neighborhoods.
Yeah, mna tukwenda nalokuthi lama teams lale emakhaya isikhombisa loluthando nawo. Although siwathanza lawa lesinawo lama big 3 ngala but nalawa ethu lale emakhaya phela ngoba nalabadlala kulawa basuka khona lekithi emakhaya so vele nangabe kune team yami lele ekhaya ngiyivotela vele le team maybe ngahle ngithi cunga la nangabe ngiyathanza but ngale ngidabe ngiphusha ukuthi nangingabona asengibekise iluve Cosmos ngiyibone itodlala mangabe beyika first division ngiyabekisa ngiyibone sekungiyo seyifuce i-team lenkulu kutangijabulisa kutawenda futhi ukuthi umuntu angahlali phansi ngoba nalokuhlala nalabantu babalandzeli labanyenti sometimes batawuhlala bese kubana naku lebathi ngalesikhathi sekuqina safuna ngena kalukhuni kanti sekune trouble lapho leseyikhona so abantu kufuna sibacale manje bavote nalama team la ka first division akhombise manje ukuthi ayafuna lento ngoba njengoba ngishito nje ukuthi uma uvote washa 4.5 ku ka first division uthola 10,000 10,000 soyaqala uyasebenta uyathi uthi lapho uya prepare wenda lokho naloko abadlali uyaba nala lakushoko umphathi wami la lesikhathi ungena kumomo kunendlela lenhle letawenda ukuthi kungabi solo uyoholelwe ebhange uholelwe la kulomomo
bona ngumgcwesi uthi nzakikila ngabe khona lokuthola kwenu
ngisabuka ngoba phela kuse studio la ngifuna kubasho ukuthi kude imessage lengilahlekela kodwa nje balaleli kuvota uchafata star 7000 hash bese soyakhetha ke nabo uvotela the big 3 ungena ku vote for your fixture lo number 2 na uvotela ke i-team yakho leka first division noma leka premier league uselector number 1 so bese soyakhetha ukuthi i-team yami ka first division ka premier league bese uyayivotela ke na ukuthatha kuyivotela ngitsite nakuthatha uyivotela bese uthumela lo mlayeto ulobuya ka mobile money ku 7888003
the same number
78880 so ngiyona uyithumela lokuvota ukwenta ku star 7000 hash mina ke la ngidawuthola lo mlayeto bese ngiyati ukuthi kusasa ngubani lothola 100 MBs lesiphithi simane singene kulabo laba kumane bayangishayela la kumele bashaye kumele kodwa ukuthi bona balo kanyana but SMS the response yema voting kanti nabashaya studio singababamba ngale.
Okay, now that's part 1 because ngive ngathi ngos there is something losiphathele yona in terms of awarding lama viewers namuhla because nyalo we are going that's your line where they can call you now stafaki line yet where now they can call here. I think you had planned would see they can ask a question you will reward so
they can answer the question you ask the
question. Yes, I asked the two questions. Or you can ask the two questions. Studio line is 76568333. Share the number later, and then we get your presence here in the studio. We'll ask one question. There's specific prizes Mr. Kwesi Dlamini has reserved for you, and then we will get to also engage with you. Dlamini, this is a quite a moment. Let's see. It's the first edition. There's a bit of confusion within the supporters. Would see but with different activations, outreach, they are starting to understand. Would see how does this mean now. To remind the viewers, the playoffs at Karamtlaga 8 October, with the games itself, the finals being on the Mtlaga 30 November. October, which means now we are edging near to the tournament. In terms of now the remaining time, building up to Mtlaga 8 and Mtlaga 30, what's the remaining journey for you as title sponsors?
So Siyahamba nje ngemgcibelo sivashela abantu basengqulwini. Siyoba khutsata siphinde sibajabulise engayo lenkomishi lesinayo yeMomo Cup. Nasibajabulisa ke siqala nga10 ekseni kuze kumhlambe kushaye 2:30 kuya ku3 nzambama. Kulapho ke labafike nabo bafike bathole even further prizes ngetulu kwalawa libathola konamhla khona silesiphatha naMomo ukuthi naso uvotela team yakho uyisibize futhi ube na mobile money wekuchubeka ukuthi uphile noma uphinze uvotela team yakho as a prize nawe entela ama games labakhona ngalelo langa. Sitawuhamba siphinde sinabo PRO kusukela ngalesibili kuze kuyoshaya lesihlanu sibe sivakashela tinzawo labasibita kito nabe nje iteam yakho lenkulu inelikona layo lolatiko lama supporters laba khona siyavakasha nawe sifike sibafundisise kuze kuthi ke nawe
so vele khona emoyeni kuna wandile sivusele mphatha
ngiyavusela boy
yebo sivusele nathi sikhuluma naba nokuphi sibongo
ngikhuluma nawandile useticamvini
yes Mxolisi take over uyakuva umlangeni yes
yeah lishonile wandile uphilile
ngifuna kubuta mina lokuthi kuvotwa njani
alright kuvota wandile uchafata *7000# usebenzisa inombolo yakho lena hamba mali mobile money yeah angathi noma ngingakubuta ngoba yeah angathi ukuthi uve kanganani kodwa naso uvotile uve ukuthi malini lelivoti wandile
angeva kahle ngiko lokuthi ngifuna ngathi ngingangichazela lokuthi kwenziwa njani ngase sengiyabona ukuthi ngenta njani because angeva kahle ukuthi kuvota kanjani yonke le ndihamba njani
okay
ngamchazela
alright wade so kuze uvote kumele ube nesipatch sakahamba mali noma ke mobile money usebenzisa leyo nombolo kuchafata *7000# bese soya nabe ke iteam yakho lo isupportako it's ingibabane Highlanders babane Swallows nemanzini Wanderers utawuselecta number 2 lokupho kona bhalwe vote for your fixture kodwa nangabe iteam yakho ayikho kulawa lamathathu ungena ku number 1 la kuthiwa khona vote for your team ku vote for your team ke kunema options wakhanzako lathi Premier League na National First Division so nabe team yakho again in any of the division you select the right division na ku Premier League utawuchafata Premier League bese soya ikhanza ke team yakho so yachafata ukuthi ngivotela yona i-team nje lengunumber 1 kule menu yi-Denver Sundowns na ufika ukhanza i-Denver Sundowns uyayiselecta bese sesofaka imali lofuna ukuthi ithathwe ku mobile money wakho iyobhadala emavote so ukuthi enter amount to pay so lapho kufaka imali ngaba ngithiwe emalangeni 4 emalangeni 6 emalangeni 8 emalangeni 10 emalangeni kanjalo wafaka inombolo lokhanza ukuthi nginakule sithi ma odd numbers automatically kuthatha inombolo lengaphasi the nearest even number so now for 7 emalangeni kuthatha 6 emalangeni ngoba emavote ethabo 2 emalangeni bese ke uyawa confirm emavote akho bese soyahamba uyo approver kahamba mali kuvama ke kuvela le prompt kungadzinge ukuthi mhlawumbe uye ku 007 kuvama nje kuvela ukuthi approve payment of so emavote langaka ana imali nengaka bese ufaka ipin yakho ke kodwa nawe ingaveli lokho ubese uchafata ke *007 *2# bese soyangena ke kuma approvals zakho soya approve ukuthi cha ayibhadalwe le mali ibhadalelwe emavote elicembu lami lengilithandzako for iMomo Cup labanye ke basebenzisa iMomo app iMomo app ke yona uyayidownloada nje kulama Play Store nama App Stores la khona etingcingweni tethu khona nabo ufuna ku-approve uyangena uyayivula iMomo app yakho ufaka ipin yakho bese uyawabona ke ma approvals zakho na ufika kuma approvals bese uyayiselect athi nangilo 6 emalangeni ngifuna umbhadala emavote noma nangilo 10 emalangeni ngifuna umbhadala emavote bese seyiyahamba ke seyiyakutshela ke hamba mali ukuthi okay so uwabhadele ke emavote ana imali lengaka ngithi ke mina naso wende kanjalo ke le message leyo lebuya kahamba mali ngiyo ke lo ngangithumelela yona ukuze ukuthi ngathi ukuthi kubukela lo hlelo bese uthola nema data bundles the following day.
Beautiful stuff. Now, I had wished in the interest of time we can also get a chance to have more 1 or 2 calls just to get also a winner. Hopefully Mr. Makanya is coming in the studio, we can still get a chance to award someone, but ngosi ngathi ubukari qinkona lokhona.
Still the calls that are coming through.
The calls, they're not voting. Yes, I think the confusion. Now, Sivalisa Gafishane Mtfombeni, just to hear from MTN side, the campaign they are having, kuchazela nje sive ukuthi lo hlelo kahle kahle kuhamba kanjani kini Premier League of Eswatini umsebenzi wenu ume kanjani in terms of winshorisha ukuthi balandzele bebhola vele baya understand ukuthi nasikhuluma ngama cups sikhuluma nge-tournament lenjani nime kanjani in terms of i-Premier League of Eswatini.
Cha mina ethu vele thina simengemumo ngoba njengoba ngichazile nje ukuthi ibhola mina ngethu kude lebengangayilambeli siyilanjelwe ilanjelwe ngoba nangingabekisa kancane angibekise kunabogogo nabomkhulu labo bantu labadzala kunalaba labancane lekufuna babaside la kulokuvota ngoba bayithanza le team but abakhona kuya e-stadium. So kutawusita ukusite le team lokuthi kuyibooste iphakame. So PLE vele ubonga kakhulu ku MTN kufaka leloyi and then uphusha ke manje ukuthi abakhombise phela ema teams ukuthi nanga umsebenzi ufakile MTN babuyisa njani bona tandla ngoba itolo ngibekise la ku MTN nje kudlalwa lebhola usichasile but besibisela njani tandla sitibisela ngokuthi hey ikuphi game namuhla kudlalwa kanjani nalongakayi e-stadium hey sesithini iscore yabona so iyangena ke leyo mali leyo ibuya ku MTN kusho ukuthi hamba sandla buya sandla so PLE uyabonga kakhulu vele ngendlela lokwente ngayo and utawumeka sure ukuthi ma teams balandzeli bakuthatha ngatoti imbili bakusekela baqhubeka ngoba ema sponsors kude so uma uthola lithuba lenjengaleli lisebenzise ngendlela lengiyo uhloniphe inkampani ngendlela lento engayubisele nakuyo lenkampani ngendlela ongabisela ngayo.
In the interest of time sibonga kakhulu Mthombeni and I think this exercise ngosi angicabanga ukuthi siyagcina ngayo because building up to mhla ka-8 when the playoffs start and there is still time we always get a chance to keep in touch with you and ngicabanga ukuthi within the period of time that we have the viewers will be so much in the they will be so much familiar with the situation so we keep being in touch on our sports shows to ensure that akhona lamathuba ukuthi they can vote and they can also get the rewards that you had today but the interest of time we'll take a short break so very khona Mr. Makanya the Premier League of Eswatini Chief Executive Officer to give us a proper view of the launch that we had earlier on between MTN Eswatini and the Premier League after the break.
Pay your TV license quickly and easily with MTN Momo. Simply dial *007 *3# and select option 8 for TV license. Enter your national ID number as your reference and the amount you wish to pay. Then enter your PIN to confirm your payment. Once your payment has been made, you'll receive a confirmation SMS of your payment. If you're a first-time payer, you get another SMS for your TV license. So legalize your entertainment from the comfort of your home. Pay your TV license the easy and convenient way with MTN Momo.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
This is Patizo Msivi, and I will be your host for Qatar 2022 World Cup right here on Eswatini TV.
Sanibonani nosokela mahle libito lami ngilinda Master Ngowadlamini kuyintokoto mbukela ukuthi nakulo mnyaka 2022 umsakazo Eswatini TV utakulethela iWorld Cup Qatar 2022 the first ever World Cup letaba se-Middle East the first ever World Cup letaba in summer.
What a way of ushering you into your festive season as we bring you live games, your chosen best games, live here on your #1 channel, Eswatini TV.
You're talking of great countries from the African continent. You're talking of Ghana, you're talking of Senegal, you're talking of Tunisia. All people representing this great continent. You'll want to follow the games.
Players like Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, stabe sibaletha live Eswatini TV. Ndabe ngihost yakho ke ngihleli nama-analysts, former players, the best in the kingdom. From mhla ka-20 November kuya mhla ka-18 December ungayinzawo bukela Eswatini TV
to give you the best games for the best edition of the football in the world. Stay tuned, stay live. We will be here for the edition. Still with you, Eswatini TV, watching us on different platforms. It can be on Skuchane, YouTube, we're live, and on our Eswatini TV app. So very cool na umphatsi we Premier League of Eswatini, Mr. Makanya. Sivusele Mr. Makanya.
Eswatini TV.
I think the figures, Mr. Makanya, Nasbuga earlier on, the launch was made 19.5 million emalangeni, and I think it comes with a very much, should I say, gratitude to say much needed work from your office. I think Sugara figure as the new chief executive officer, your hard work has been noticed. And Sibugana, in terms of negotiations, I know you were on the table to negotiate for the sponsorship. Just to give us the proper look, at some point you made headlines mentioning that it's fair to have 14 teams, not 16 teams for the Premier League. I think you also went to mention 12 teams makes sense compared to the package we get. But now the package we got today, maybe just to get straight to the point, how satisfied are you? If we're saying per season it's 6.5 million, to you as an experienced administrator in football fraternity, how do you make sense with this sponsorship vis-a-vis to our local football?
We are very, very grateful and appreciative for the sponsorship.
Yes.
And even more grateful and appreciative for the fact that it has increased.
True.
The sponsorships are not donations. And one has to acknowledge and applaud the Eswatini MTN. They've been with Swazi football through thick and thin. And if you remember, at 2020, lockdown level 5, 0 attendance at stadiums. MTN stayed the course. And Namotla, I say, supporters are back. Siyabonga kakhulu. So siyakutsata nje kusavuke ama supporters aphume abusukuma bonakala. Sibisele sandla ku MTN ngoba ukhombisile ukuthi vele ibhola seswatini usahlitweni yayo. Njoba ke silonjile namhla siyabonga ukuthi lo 19.5 million lositamthola. It's a minimum of 19.5 million. Ngoba kule contract uthi ama adjustments inflation atawendeka this time. So siyabonga kakhulu nje kulokuningi lapho. Siqale maybe kancane ukuthi lo 500,000 ukuphi.
The increase, because the last season beku 6 million.
Beku 6 million. Yeah. So my prizes amile sola njalo. Ka Premier League lo winner go hamba nezumbulo 1 million. Ka first division solo 108. Umehluko lomkhulu nje kakhulu ngilokuthi kule season lesiphuma kiyo lo ufike ku position 7 kuya ku 16 bekalambatha. Abele ekhaya adlala imidlalo engi30 kepha kubetela kuphatha. So kule sponsorship lesisha utawuthola 40,000 emalangeni kulo position lo. So ma clubs la ku 7 aya ku 14 ma clubs la tabang 8. So think 320 now shati bal. No 320,000 tawaya la. Phinze kwendeke lokufana ko futhi nangale ka first division. Kuthi ka first division ema position elobhe kathola imali in position 1 2 3. Kusuka ku position 4 uyele ku 14 bekudelotho. So nyalo kusuka position 4 ye 10 utabuyela kana 20,000 bese ke laba suka ku 11 baya ku 14 laba shaya Zembe tabakhalela nga 10,000 nje abatabe balimele. Lo kungetulu kwaloko ngilokuthi ema clubs onke kangona 28 M10 sithi cha sitanchasa ndawuthola iaccess network iclub ngayinye itawuthola sim card letabo fakwe ama data ngenyanga
for communication.
Yes. Ngoba futhi le system lesha lesingena kuyo lo FIFA competitions management system ufuna konke kwenziwe online. Ma team list sesitawa load online now ufike stadium konke kutabe kwenziwe so uthi tutasitana lapho siyabonga kakhulu nakuloko.
Mr. Makanya, maybe just to kutholume kancane, I think the innovation lesibona in terms of kusebenza kwama digital platforms, and I think one would have to say it reflects to your presence, because whenever this sponsorship is being presented ubakona to explain how it's going to work. So I want to assume you play a key role in ensuring that these digital platforms are utilized in ensuring. How are you now trying to make sure you reach to people out there in the regions to understand this digital platform? Because from what I've noted, Mr. Makanya, between Momo Cup, Analysis and Lunch, lo Momo very utasebenza kakhulu. kusho ukuthi bo accounts bo Nedbank bo FNB asibakhohle ngathi ukuthi asebenza momo kakhulu kulamalanga nangibuka. So how are you ensuring ukuthi you are going out there uchazela abantu ukuthi how key it is ukuthi they should use these platforms?
ubona kahle Fabrice angikhulute nje lokunye makhanya yabonga ukuthi leli bandla lebhola leli holwa ngibabe Michael lathi na advertiser labona ukuthi kumbe kusekhwale ngingakufaka nami ebholeni eMaswati sihamba nalo leli bandla liyasebenza kakhulu siphinde sibonge nakubaphathi bemacembu ngithi kusekelwa ama governors aka Premier League kube nelichaza kutheni sibene yalokuphumelela lokho nawukhumla nje ibhola yagcina kudlala June 12 kusho ukuthi kungena kwemali ebholeni kwagcina lapho so ngabala ukuthi July kude lokungenile August kude lokungenile September nangu tawuphela so lokude lokungenile so kubonga nje ukuthi baphathi baphethe ubuhlungu lobuningi lobu ngoba akusho ukuthi nakude lokungena komaholo akaphuma amaholo sola ya afuna bawabhadana makhanya umsebenzi wakhe obvious ukuthi njoba usho abuke ukuthi live libhekephi akusikwa makhanya ukusetshenziswa online umthetho wa FIFA ibhola yonke FIFA sofuna ukutibonela kwemhlabeni wonke ngalokuthi nawuthi ne league le professional njengale yethu nje iclassify njenga professional ayivele phele siyibone ukuthi naba kavele ngiko ke lokudawenda ukuthi sekuba lukhuni njengoba uvile nje bekunetinkinga tabo club licensing naloko siyawasita lama clubs ethu ukuthi asicomply sejikile ibhola kule sponsorship lesija ke futhi kwento iprovision ukuthi sikhona ukucasha marketing so nje bonke laba bafuna baphasa abo marketing sifaka advert bathutana lokuthi singa liswati lelitaba nekusita kulento lo show ukuthi le marketing yethu sing Premier League kanye nalokufundisa lama club asakubona manje ukuthi nakudlala ema clubs athuthuka ngiyabekisela hamba bena iswalo eHighlander ukhanzela phe market fencing kubhalwa ukuthi sidlala kuphi namhla sasinda njalo kathena sitawufuna sibiyele lapho kepha ke sesifuna kubona futhi ukuthi ku Facebook ku TikTok ku Instagram kubhizi yeah njengoba basho nje lo momo uqinisile momo vele utawusukuma phose MTN ufuna half walo lakubhadalako ukuthi ngene kithi ngaye lo momo siyabona sivele kunaletinye inhlelo leti ncindisana naye momo kepha thina lapholeni siyabuke momo ukuthi nguye lo sitawa ngoba nguye lo faka imali yakhe la sifuna kumkhombisa ukuthi seyibhola siyakujabulela siyakumukela futhi sidakusekela.
Mr. Makanya, in the interest of time, there is a lot that happens now. Puma kancane kule sponsorship, your office competition wise. Nasibuka competition, sibuka ukuthi we are amongst the countries within the region where nkan start the season, not by negligence or anything. Ngiyabonakala benizama ukuthola sponsorship. So the delay comes with a price. What's the plan? There's the World Cup, usho ukuthi imvo yonke yema November. There is the issue of under 20, COSAFA next month. How do we operate? I'm where I'm standing right now. I'm sure I would see Stabanema back-to-back fixtures midweek. But then ensuring goods at least by the time Bushai World Cup, at least have 20 games played so far. What's the plan going forward? Ni plan eni. Ngoba ngani fixture ngathi sesicade ku trend at some point. Kodwa ngibone khona.
I-fixture seyiphumile vele igijimile ama clubs asayitfolile futhi seyikhona nakhona lapha kubo online ubeka kahle vele si taba nenkinga sesiphute nga 2 months so we are 8 weeks behind schedule so tawuvele kube khona la sidlalisa khona midweek futhi njengoba ubeka kahle silungisela silive ukuthi sihoste COSAFA under 20 kusuka 16 October kuya ku 6 to 16 October kulawo malanga lawo vele asikhona ukuthola stadium futhi sitawuhlonipha leyo break leyo ukuthi singabeke ama clubs engotini yokuthi siyawadlalisa ngala kanjani badlali laba ku national team.
So Makanya, now it's sitawuhlonipha kusho ukuthi from 6 to 16 the league will take a break.
Yes.
Okay.
So 6 sitawudlala nje siqalise mhla ka 1 na 2 bese siya breaka sidlala le ma playoffs mhla ka 8 siyathi sikutabe kune team ya CAF ledlala kule weekend ngenda kube ngiRoyal but ngicabanga ngenda kube iLeopard letawudlala so sitabe sibuka ukuthi kuhamba njani lapho sibasekele nabo phinde lilandela koliviki la 15 16 tabadlala ama finals eCOSAFA kanye same time kune home game lenye batawubona ukuthi babona kanjani somhlolo kunalenye game lo akayimention under 23 sidlane Egypt ngamhla ka 23 so sinaleyo weekend yahlupha but kuleyo weekend ngoba siyathi ukuthi probably dawudlala ngelisonto so singabona kusesifixture isha kumbe ngamgcibelo siyafuna lokuqala sigijima ngeWorld Cup itasicolela ngoba kude lo thinba iWorld Cup la Eswatini sidabo ibukela ku TV sibe se-stadium silalela sidaba ezidlala kusukela November 18.
So we make history tsini nakudlala iWorld Cup sitaqhubeka nathi sisedlala
athine uthi lo mthetho cha sinayo lelungelo lokuqhubeka sidlala nasho ukuthi ayisithinzi le World Cup sesikhulumisene nje neba ifa thine vele sishawa vele tinenge ukuze sikhone ukucetha lama games ethu kungakapheli iMay bese singena kuJune vele kathi ngathi sishakutele ngoba phela safuna sivulele nema knockouts space sawo.
Ngwari dinga attendance etingudleni Mr Makhanya because sikhuluma ukuthi nangabe Brazil France udlala nga3 somhlolo Sunday uNembabane Highlanders Mbabane Swallows. Are you not putting fans in a tricky position ukuthi by stadium baphinze bahlale kwendekani lapho?
Yo kukhona vele imidlalo lena elisasasa lemkhulu thina sifuna kubeka le yethu embili. Nasho ukuthi uyayithanda club yakho yakudzinga le stadium. The 3 points wayo usho kufanele kuphela kwayo.
Okay. So before I let you go, Mr. Makhanya, in terms of also participation fee, the Premier League teams and First Division before the Premier League, the season starts, in terms of the fee you give them just to prepare for the season.
Njoba ngichazile nje ukuthi lo 6 million kungetekelo 500,000 and nawuba tibalo 320 uyangale Premier 180,000 uyangala iyamcetha lo promotion. So participation fee ne yaka Premier League solo itaba 100,000 participation fee ya First Division itaba ngo 20,000 kwanya.
All right, Sibonga kakhulu Mr. Makhanya, one of the best administrators we have in the local football. Sibonga kakhulu Mr. Makhanya for your presence, and we do know that we rely on your expertise whenever we need expertise. We need also collaboration on anything that has happened in the local football. And siyabonga nokusicondzisa sometimes usitshele ukuthi hayi man lapha fune kwendeke kanje and I think that's the working relationship we want. Thank you very much.
Asibonga sibale sifosine kubalulekile bemsaka.
All right, that is Eswatini, Premier League of Eswatini Chief Executive Officer Mr. Makhanya, just giving us the overview of the newly launched 2022-2023. Breaking news, you heard it here first on Eswatini TV. Premier League of Eswatini will be playing during the 2022 Qatar World Cup. So you cannot be bored because you can still go to Somhlolo and also upetse Eswatini TV app on your phone. Watch what's happening at ground in upinzo bukele elicingweni lakho Eswatini TV itabe kuletsela 2022 World Cup Qatar. So nothing has been lost because you can kill one bird, you can kill 2 birds with one stone. And of course, a short break. When I come back, utabukona Linda Dlamini, our in-house analyst. But to leave you, I will leave you with some of the reactions of a special guest during the 2022-2023 season launch, including the Minister for Sports, Haris Bolonga.
Thank you, Eswatini MTN. I have also learned with great delight that this new package will ensure that all clubs receive something at the end of the season. This is important and we commend it. As many will know, the business of running a football club can be super expensive. It is therefore important for all our clubs to receive some sort of financial injection at the end of a training season, whatever their finishing position.
I must also say that the football is providing a platform where we're going to leverage on all of these products and services, but also we want to make sure that football becomes the main sport in the kingdom through the MTN network. In conclusion, Honourable Minister, it is really our pleasure to say today that MTN will continue to commit ourselves, our resources, to make sure that the Kingdom of Eswatini enjoys the best class of football. We are looking forward to a point where MTN will be, and PLE will be really one of the highest recognized sports in the Kingdom and also across the African continent.
The Football Association hopes through mutual efforts from all members of the league, staff and stakeholders, the football family will witness great show of football matches which the general populace is impatient for their onset.
As the chairman of the Premier League of Eswatini, I find myself in that we've got to rebuild the clubs And that's why I say, Minister, we pray for your wisdom. Uthi ungasikhohli le phansi kulaba labadlalisa ibhola. Labaqasha abakhochi, labaqasha abadlali. And sibavele labantu ukuthi awu ingenge sesikhathi sesifikile nje ukuthi sibabambise ngetindlela letsite.
Now, just to give you a quick reminder, with the MTN Eswatini putting 19.5 million Malangeni plus the 2 million for the Momo Cup, that's an expenditure of 21.5 million Malangeni in local football, just as MTN. Nguvusele Malangeni.
Ngiyakuvusela Fabrice ngibona kungibongela ehlelweni lakho ngitithuba lokukhulu ngivusela wona amalwelo viewers bathanzi betemidlalo ikakhulu badlali bathanzi bebhola bekhulunywa ngayo kusukunyiswa kwayo ileague ngicabanga ukuthi after almost 3 months ema teams angadlali the league is finally back mhla ka1 October lokusho ukuthi itawudlala le njoba sengishilo lamanye ama teams ke Fabrice beka solo akucamp solo acamp nanyalo lokufaka ikhasi the likes of Singizinga Hospitals the likes of Mbabane Highlanders Momanzini Wanderers babese bajoyina nabo bangena ku camp lencabanga ukuthi lamanye awo besatfonsa amadima Fabrice because badlali nangabe basekempini bayahola bayadla batravela even nge ejimini but finally ileague ibuyile.
Sikhuluma nyalo master were less than 16 hours before Mbabane Highlanders take on Royal AM. By virtue of finishing second in the 2021-2022 season, they're representing the country in CAF Confederations Cup. Their first leg was a draw against Royal AM on home soil. Sikhuluma nyalo baseThekwini at one of the biggest venue. I think tomorrow at 4 p.m. local time they're playing against Royal AM. On outside soil, they haven't been in CAF for over 10 years. Kushokuthini kuwe ubabeka kuphi in terms of chances master? Do they have what it takes to win the game?
My chances akona Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi 7 ku 10 my chances uthi Mbabane Highlanders ichubekele ku next stage nawubuka my chances labo wathola ku first game. I think now coach Sly so kukhonile kuyifunza iRoyal AM not only kuyifunza futhi because iRoyal AM coach wakona siyathi ukuthi co-coach Dan Malisela uresignile ma reports athi uya kumarumo galansi usele Khabozondo usele Abramteyo but ngicabanga ukuthi leyo confusion leyo because badlali there are some players labatathi bona bang team 10 batawuva ngathi abakaphathe kahle ngekhamba kwakhe but lokho iMbabane Highlanders kumele ukuthi capitalize ku plus the excellent performance labayi display kasomhlelo ngicabanga ukuthi konke lokho kubanika I chance over yona iRoyal AM.
Yeah, that is Mbabane Highlanders coach Mr. Sly Mosare believes they can use the instability within Royal AM to benefit from the situation. What is the captain thinks about the future? The two have something to say before their departure.
The coach leaves, the changes doesn't happen immediately. The mentality is still the same. Whoever wants to come up with changes in 2-3 days, it will be a disaster. They will still have to go with the mentality of the previous coach, of which is going to be difficult. Sometimes they might be moaning the coach that is left, of which the situation becomes sort of tense when one coach leaves, of which the players were believing in him. Remember, this man is the man that put them 2 weeks ago or last week top of the table. Suddenly he's leaving. Now they will have a little bit of problems in terms of how they react or respond to the situation. Listen, in this squad we have a little bit of limitations. 1 or 2 players are injured. Mane is injured. Sawa is actually recovering. He's not bad at all. We'll see at training tomorrow if he'll be ready to play. But the rest of the players who started, they healthy, they 100%, they're ready to go for a kill again.
I think it's for the first time in CAF. It's for the first time, and then ukudlala against Royal AM obviously is a motivation in South Africa. So ukudlala now is a motivation. I can say I'll try to do my best. Yes, ukuthi sisithimi siqhubekele phambili.
They are not the only team to represent the country in CAF competitions, because on home soil this coming Saturday, Royal Leopard will be playing against the Madagascan Giants, CCFA. They are already also expected in the country tomorrow, having already won away 3-2 on foreign soil. They'll be looking to get maximum results on home soil. Tomorrow they should have a media briefing with this man present, Royal Leopard. They have done it again. They're not getting so much glory maybe in terms of what they have done away, but your expectation, Master, what can you expect from them? I know we give them so much coverage this weekend, but they are home. What can we expect?
A different venue, different atmosphere, different ball altogether, different game altogether. Nangayibeka kanjalo Fabrice ihambile eMadagascar away. Yafika yawina iRoyal Leopard CAF Champions League 3-2. Ngicabanga ukuthi some of the players perform better. Ukhuluma ngaye Junior Makagula who eventually scored. Ngicabanga ukuthi inyalo i-home game kuweda labayijwayele Madagascar ngiyathi ukuthi labaningi nabakhuluma ngebhola bacabalo 90 minutes kuphela. There is a lot lokwendekako prior kule game, because ukhuluma ngeweather umoya ukuthi umoya kanjani kuleyo ndzawo leyo. Ngicabanga siya contributor now badlalela kaSomhlolo it's a home game. Ngicabanga ukuthi iRoyal Leopard yona 80% seyivele lelinyawo limshiya loya. Ngicabanga nje ukuthi iRoyal Leopard bona sebavele baku next round.
Now, he was a man of his words, and he was close, very much close to this man. That is Vusi Masuku, the late former Royal Eswatini Police Services employee. Had so much when it comes to sporting activities. A mini marathon, rather a half marathon, was launched yesterday in his name. Vusi Masuku, a half marathon. Master, he was a close friend to you. You had a lot in common. Ungathini kule marathon esikunisiwe 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers. Isuka la ePolice College ihambe ifike bo Masonvini Pinzibuye. To you, kusho kuthini ngale tournament?
Kusho lokukhulu kakhulu Fabrice inzima la idlalile mhlambe kuTemidlalo lapha ekhaya, more especially ematubaneni, because ematubaneni ukhuluma ngedigijimi, ukhuluma ngabo short distance, ukhuluma ngabo long distance, but finally i-athletics Eswatini bam-honorisha yena Mr. Vusi Masuku. May his soul forever rest in peace. Wahlane umumvu labekane lithandwa kakhulu. In fact imedia us bamvu bemedia angiyakhumbula ku memorial yakhe kukhona liphoyisa lilathi Dlamini Nxesini. Siyathi ukuthi lelihlelo leni bekalikhonte kanganani. This show
it was a
loyal viewer. So ngicabanga ukuthi i-Athletics Association ibone kufanele ukuthi udlala inzima lenkulu kakhulu. I remember ngikhuluma na one athlete after kushona kwakhe wakhuluma ukuthi asati ukuthi sesimephi inyalo ngalendlela bekawa protector ngayo nangalendlela inhlala kahle ema athletes. Ngicabanga ukuthi Sibuso Matsenjwa uperforma kahle kangaka, it's because of him, not him alone though, but umumvu lo idlalile inzima kakhulu ku reps nguye Sibuso Matsenjwa. So ngicabanga ukuthi Athletics Eswatini Association ikubone kufanele finally ama-associations ayaqala kubona ukuthi bani labadlale inzima kuma-sports bayadzinga ukuthi ba-honorishwe. Remember ukuthi ka-cycling kunemandla simelane race nayo lidlala inzima lenkulu kakhulu ekushintsheni impilo tebantu.
They have it. In the interest of time, we have to love and leave you and just know that from next week, Wednesday, this is the show. Now, we're no more meeting on Thursday, we're meeting on Wednesday, on 21 September. Otherwise, for me, Eswatini TV, the entire crew, just know that we are counting down to the 2022 FIFA World Cup. It will be here live on Eswatini TV. Eswatini TV Sports. Sidlala kamnanzi.
There are thousands of reasons to smile with the Spar Rewards Grand Cash Giveaway, where you can win instant cash for what you want most. Plus, get amazing savings like 2-liter Spar ice